to test if we are live, and by we I mean me. Yep, it's all working. Alright, so today it's only going to be me since Strada is not feeling well. Daniel. We are calling him Strada, but his name is Daniel. We have table here, and I'm also in my private jet, so no problems. There we go. Private jet office. Alright, so what is new? We are figuring out trees and bush and all these animations right now, so I have something to show already, but we are working with artists right now on well, I'm gonna show you. There we go. So I'm really happy with how trees are looking. This is like heavy wind situation. I'm going to add 2 archers fighting so that we so that we don't have that lose or victory screen. But we need a bit more work on these bushes. They are, as you can see, they move a bit too much. So, oh, we have a few problems here, but this is also solvable, so no problems there. I'm going to disable all these, remove the priests, and yeah. Hey Daniel, there he is. He's in chat, but he's not feeling very well, so he's not here today. By the way, look at this, we can have the table right here. Well, we would need to figure out the space, because if we are both here it's a bit tricky, but overall, thing that I'm, well, designing how to actually code it. I started coding it a little bit, as you can see here, but I kind of first need to figure out how we can get this units creation pretty much, because before we had a bit different system. Is this even? Yeah, it's here. So before we used to have, actually we still have a level for each ability for every unit, but now we want to shift from that and give stats to units so that players can actually increase the stats. Like I want to increase my strength because strength is giving me a lot of power with some, I don't know, Berserker X ability or something like that. And that includes, well, figuring out how to create unit, when to set all these stats and so on. So here you can actually see that. Well, I was just mapping this out. It's kind of a mess to explain right now. I should probably use different colors here because it's not really clear. But overall, we need to create units from the same game, save game. We need to create them like new units, but the random units. They would be in chat, in market, so that you can get kind of. We would say like, alright, create us few units that are from level 2 to level 3, not level power actually. It will be way easier to explain all this once we have it a little bit, at least a little bit in the game. But anyway, we have something else that is a bit more easy to talk about, and this is glyphs. Actually, I've been thinking about them some more. And I also talked with with Jared. He's the guy who's helping me with writing for this game. So the thing about that is that we were just chatting back and forth about these glyphs and gems and how would we implement that in story, because this is some new game mechanic that we are adding. And then we figured a few solid ideas actually for crafting. It's nothing is final yet, but let me share it anyway. So you would be, I should probably show you a bit so it's a bit clearer what I'm talking about. So you would have this kind of an inventory of all your units. and you will have your like fighters, demons, beasts, and so on. But you will also be able to drag glyphs on each of these positions, on each slot. So if you, for instance, drag a glyph that gives like +10 strength on this slot, any unit on this slot will have that strength. So this is something that is like your permanent upgrade, because units, they're coming and going. They can die in your next battle, but you need to have something that is permanent and that where you can, if you lose all your units, you're still pretty powerful because you have great glyphs, and when you get the new units, they're going to be strong too. Sorry, I forgot about the chat. Screen is in some weird zoom. Lol, that private plane. Is it still in a weird zoom, or... This seems good from my place. Meows, I'm on the stream since 30 seconds, but my brain is already dead. Alright. It is tricky to explain, kind of, because there is like an hour word. There's like an hour of talk to explain every design aspect of our game currently, but I can kind of, for anybody who followed so far, or if you have any questions, I can, I guess, clarify a few things. But what with the zoom? I don't see it. From my side, it seems fine. Can you tell me more about it? It's pretty... I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean. Seems normal to me. All right, so I'm gonna check it out if you try to explain that a bit more. So these glyphs, you would actually be able, as I shown you in the screen before, in this one you would be able to drag them on these slots, and then. But it wouldn't be only strength or agility and stuff like that. It would be also, you can also have custom abilities. So you can have a mage, and then you drag mage on specific glyph, and that glyph is giving the mage some kind of, I don't know, telekinetic push that also sets somebody on fire. Or it can give even some normal abilities that are not even magic abilities. So that would be one of the core of the gameplay, that you're finding these abilities and then you're building them in your camp, and then when you're dragging your units, they're going to be more powerful. So when you get some new mage, because your last mage died, you can still have that really cool ability because you have it in your glyph. Enable the scene desktop capture in OBS and you will see the zoom. Enable the scene desktop. Alright. You're saying... oh, alright, yeah. But I don't think it's even a problem, because it's capturing the most important part, but... yeah, it isn't capturing the whole screen, but... it is capturing the whole all of the unity, so that's important. That's what you guys need to see anyway. Okay, so we also want to have crafting for these slots. And one idea that we had is that you would actually gather a few slots, like glyphs. Crafting for glyphs. I'm losing my train of thought, which is weird because I'm talking to myself. I mean to you, but I'm the only one talking. So basically, imagine that you had collected some glyphs. So maybe you have like 3 glyphs and they are all strength glyphs. And you have some kind of, can we see this? We can see this craft button. And then you click craft, and these 3 strength glyphs that you don't want anymore, maybe they are not as strong as the ones you have, or you don't need them, you use mostly mages in your camp. They are all destroyed, but the new one is created. So in this case you would probably get another strength glyph with higher level. But then you can make different glyphs, so that... where is... So you would get a recipe, and then you would select some kind of recipe here, and it would be like, I don't know, a round attack for orc, something like that. And that's ability glyph that you can use for any orc you have. So it would require some specific recipe. So it would require like 2 rectangular glyphs and here 2 triangular glyphs. Actually, have a screenshot of this. There we go. This is my great game design document. So this is the glyph that is getting created, and this is like a recipe. It's a mess, but the idea is that we would have shapes, like we can have rectangle, triangle, circular, and then for creating a specific glyph you would need... This is horrible way of explaining because I'm still thinking about it and I haven't been thinking about it since yesterday, so now I'm trying to explain this idea even though I'm just remembering it, so not good. But that's what happens when you spend time designing something else and then you get into the stream and talking about something that you forgot, but what you gonna do? Alright, so in order to create this, I'm gonna use a different color here. So let's say this is a recipe for priest. Priest has ability that can like kill undead. Alright, so undead ray. It's some kind of light ray that kills the undead. So in order to create it, we have a recipe and it says you need 2 rectangular glyphs, 2 triangular glyphs, and 1 more glyph here that has like power sign, and that is like I don't know, some kind of fist or something. And then that would mean that you need to collect these specific glyphs, but again, since you have only limit here is triangular glyph, it means that you can actually have put any kind of this is horrible. Any kind of glyph, like it can be agility or magic or strength or stamina, any kind of glyph here. But it needs to be triangular. So if it is agility glyph, it will end up resulting in the final crafted glyph into having more agility. So that's kind of the idea, that you need some kind of specific glyphs to create it, but you still have a lot of freedom to experiment with, and then even the shapes would affect the end result. So maybe you can have also a recipe that doesn't require a specific shape. So, alright, let's say that these boxes mean you can put any shape you want. So if you put triangular shapes, triangular glyphs can reduce cooldown, or maybe circular glyphs can reduce casting time. So you have some ability that is really good, but at the same time that ability takes forever to cast. Like we have that with mage right now. And imagine if you can craft it yourself, but a bit differently. So you would actually tweak it by the way you build it. So that's the basic idea here. Alright, never mind. And that would be that. Other than that, we had some issues with orcs, well, with everybody pretty much, and they would at one point they would stop and they weren't able to figure out like there was a gameplay loop. Let me minimize this. There was one point where they are able to attack with their axe. This is the best way to explain it with drawing. With their axe, they can hit only in this range. Meaning that if somebody approaches here, they can hit him. And this is great for orcs because they are usually the first unit who gets to hit because they have huge axe and huge range. But once this footman gets through and gets into here, the orc cannot hit with the axe anymore and has to punch. But that is that seems pretty simple right now when I explain it, but to tell code to do that with any number of any abilities that we can put on them, it's really tricky, and we had some flaws there, and we didn't even know we had them until we fixed an issue for Archer, where we made her a little bit smarter. She is now able to decide when to attack with her melee attack instead of retreating if she figures that there is no point in retreating, kind of. But we messed up something else, so that is fixed now. Now it was some weird thing, it's too technical to talk about, but it is working, so this is another thing. Alright, so I'm going to show you also what the artist is doing. He's making this mist, but this mist or fog is going to be loopable, so it's pretty much going to be moving all the time, down and up here. And also it's going to be like here above the trees, and trees are going to be swinging a little bit. Of course, if it's very windy, it's going to blow away the mist, but if it's a little windy, it's still going to be there. So that should look really nice. And we got few files here. We got few files from our animator, so for lack of things to talk about, I'm going to try them out. I'm going to save them. Alright, so let's try flag. Let's see if he managed to do something with the bush. Actually, let's see all of them. Why not? Let's see what he did. If you guys have any questions, I mean, you're probably, if you're watching this for first time, or if you haven't been following, you're probably confused, and I'm confused, so you must be confused. But it's really tricky designing all this, but we are going to make one video that is going to be about everything, and it's going to cover it much more nicely, because right now we are still figuring out few more final things, and that's why for me it's kind of tricky to really explain everything well. Alright, so I'm just checking this out. Okay, so I have to do a few things in order to implement this. Okay, I'm not going to implement everything, I'm just going to implement one bush to see if the problem is solved. Right now, if you've seen the start of the stream, the bush is going, well, actually I'm going to enable it right now so that we can compare. Alright, so this is all the old bush, and we are adding the new one right now. Let's see. Light. Okay, so these are just some layers and whatnot that I need to set up in order to play it. Now we will see if the new bush is actually looking different. The previous ones were kind of... It is a bit better, I would guess. You see this one, for instance, it goes all the way out. It doesn't feel like a one whole plant, right? But this is much better, I think. What do you guys think? It needs shadows still, and maybe... I don't know. I'm gonna try out the new ones later, but we can play a few games now. Let me open this scene. There we go. Alright. So that was me failing to explain what is new. Maybe I get better at it at some point, but it depends on how complicated it was. Overall, if you guys want to play right now, you can write hashtag, name of any of these characters, and your team will be created. You have a total of 5 points for this game. So I'm going to join right now. Hashtag, and let's try Vorg level 2. Enter. I have Vorg level 2 and I have 3 more points. So I'm going to add priest. I can just write P instead of priest. As you can see here, there are shortcuts. And what else? Maybe some archers. What's that? 1 archer and 1 warrior to kind of tank it out. Alright, Daniel's joined as well. I'm gonna wait like 20 more seconds in case somebody's trying to join. You have actually tutorial on YouTube that you can find down in Twitch description below. So you can join, you can see more details there if you need it. Alright, Goxart, Yotze. I don't know when you joined, Gorene, but I was actually showing the new bush that was made. Alright, let's start. Actually, I'm going to enable it, sorry. Yeah, this is the newest one. What do you think? Is it better now or is it still not connected enough? Okay, Yotza 1. Alright, this is me against Goran. This is a good combination actually, so I think he might be able to win. I think no, he's winning definitely. Yeah. Alright, and now final Yotza against Goran. Yotza one. Interesting. I thought the other team was stronger. I wouldn't assume that 1 archer and 1 orc would do that well. Alright, let's play one more, and that would be it for today. So, what theme should I try? Okay, let's increase the number of points actually. Let's go with 10. I feel like my chat just stopped working because I'm not seeing anybody. Yeah, I see the other chat on the other side. Seen it, still not quite satisfied. It shakes too much, I think. Increase power. Yeah, this is the problem. I have this restream chat that is tracing YouTube and Twitch, but it fails sometimes, so maybe I should even stop using it. I can just use the OBS chat. Alright, so let's go. Yeah, so for the bush, you say it shakes too much. Maybe moves too much as well. I mean, this is on strongest wind, but still it feels a bit weird. What? I was sure I was going to lose. Okay. Alright. Yotza against Daniel. I feel Daniel might win. Level 6 archer should eliminate the orc. Yeah. It was pretty close, really. And now I might win, because I have a warrior with shield that is high level, so he should be able to take care of the archer, unless she kills my archer. In that case... Alright, great victory. Yes. Alright, so this would be it for today. Stop tweaking that warrior. I don't think I was tweaking him, actually. Yeah, I don't think he was changed in last... I don't know. Yeah, we've seen somebody winning with just one warrior high level, so they're pretty solid, actually. Anyway, that would be it for today. And yeah, let's see. So for this week we are implementing this, well, not this is going later on, but the previous thing that was on table, the stats, the strength, agility, all that stuff need to affect abilities, and everything needs to change because of that, but we're gonna implement all that, and that is going to be the final system that will be more, well, not balanced, but more fun overall. So yeah, thanks for watching and see you tomorrow.